to do and what to do. What not to do. Do not engage in strenuous physical activity. Do not apply oral suction to the bite, which do not try to suck out the venom with your mouth. Do not cut or incise bite marks with any type of blade. And venom does cause your blood to thin, so if you were to cut it, you could actually bleed to death faster than the snake could kill you. Do not drink alcohol or use any medication. Do not apply either hot or cold packs to the bite area. Do not apply a narrow constrictive tourniquet such as a belt, cord, or rope. Do not use a stun gun or any type of electric shock. And do not waste time bagging or killing the snake. And the hospital did ask if I could bring in the snake, but the best thing is to do, if there's no safe way to get it, then don't waste any time trying to get that. What to do? Remain calm and do not run. Take note of color and any characteristics of the snake. I knew for sure it was a water moccasin, but with me being underage, they couldn't really believe that. And without my sister seeing it, they couldn't believe that. Allow the bite to bleed freely for 10 to 15 seconds. Make sure you go straight to the hospital and keep the bitten area below the level of your heart. So if you were bitten on your hand, make sure it's below. And the reason why, like I said, venom does cause your blood to thin. And if you were to elevate it, it would rush faster to your heart. Circle the mark, the bitten area, with an ink pen or marker to mark the aggression of the swelling. Types of venom. The first one is a hematoxic venom, which attacks your cardiovascular system. A second is a cytotoxic, which attacks your muscle group. And a neurotoxic, which attacks your brain and nervous system. The water moccasin has the hematoxic and cytotoxic. There is the black mamba and the king cobra that use all three to use a very deadly bite. Monovalent versus polyvalent. Mono, meaning one, is a type of antivenom that is treated for a specific type of snake bite, versus polyvalent, which is an antivenom treated for multiple snake bites. Venom versus poison. Venom is an injection through the skin, such as a spider, snake, or scorpion can inject through the skin, versus poison, such as bull metal or stinging weed and poison ivy, which is a topical. Anti-venom. Albert Calmetti in 1891 created the first vial of anti-venom. So the first process of getting anti-venom is the process of milking the snake. Then, after the snake is milked, horses are the primary source. Small amounts of venom are then injected into a horse. Antibodies after several weeks are formed within the mammal. This process of injection into a horse can take up to 3 to 6 weeks. After the antibodies are formed, 3 to 6 liters of blood is taken from the horse. Then your purification process begins. Why does it cost so much? First, it's the process of milking the snake. I don't know how many of you would like to milk a snake, but I would not. The cost of housing brings in the snake. I would not like to see snakes all day. It would not be my favorite job. And the animals needed to process the antivenom. We use horses right now, but they are working on using sheep, goats, rabbits, dogs, cats, and even sharks and camels. I would not like to inject venom into a shark. And also the lab time to process the antivenom. It can take up to 4 years to process 1 vial of antivenom for it to be approved by the FDA. So when you are injected with antivenom, it could be a 6-year-old vial. And the storage necessary to keep the antivenom at a proper temperature. And the vials are $2,000 for 1 vial. And don't forget, I received 9 of these. The max you can receive of antivenom injections is up to 12 in 1 session. Then you have a 24-hour rest, and you can receive another 12. They're recommended to receive 36 vials. Watch out for these snakes. The first snake is a copperhead, and these 4 snakes are found in our area. You can tell by their distinct color. They have a copper color and brown and light. A coral snake, and don't forget, red touch yellow, kill a fellow, red touch black is a friend of Jack. a rattlesnake. This is a diamondback rattlesnake, and there are 32 known species in Texas. And is my favorite, the cottonmouth or water moccasin. I do believe this is probably what he was doing when I stepped on him. He was sunbathing, and they do this often when they're not in the water. In summary, please be aware of your surroundings. Know types of venomous snakes in your area. Be educated in venomous snake first aid. Stay calm and get to the hospital.
Certificate of obligations up for sale. We got an interest rate of 3.306 on it. The notes for 20 years, if they're paid off, they can be paid off at 10 years. And if they are paid off, the interest would be just a little over 2% during that time. So we were very fortunate that the market remained as it was. It looks like we're going to get a grant from Historical Society or the Historical Commission in Austin for the initial phase of the courthouse, and a possibility of more. We'll have to look at what we had to do as far as we filed a master plan. Well, actually, our architect, Lindsay Thorne out of San Antonio did. I just, Larry helped me out on this a little bit. I anticipate it beginning probably around April. Is that what you would just, we're still trying to, they're working with the Kaler Company out of Seguin to do the envelope of the courthouse. That's the foundation on it, the outside of it and all. And then the phase of remodeling it. And those of you that are familiar with the facility we're in now, on the west side of the campus is the cafeteria and the school building there. That will become the district courtroom with a salad port and all to handle the prisoners. There'll be a judge's chamber there. The district clerk, adult probation, and DA's office will all be housed in that building. Right now, they're scattered here to there, and they have to carry their paperwork from, across. And prisoners have to travel from, say, the jail out there to the adult probation department. So it's going to be much more efficient and safe for the community. That's the way it'll be set up. The library has been stressed for space for a long time, and with once the courthouse is completed, the county operations move back into the courthouse, and the building that we're in now will be turned into the county library. Several little things that are kind of exciting about that. Extension Service now uses a couple of the classrooms over there for classes on pesticides and things, that different classes that they put on. And thinking about, with the 4-H classes and things, that courtyard, that area between the buildings there, Brian had indicated that he's trying to get a master gardener program started in the county, and they want to landscape that area. I think in conjunction with the library and the 4-H and everything, I just see really a neat situation developing there, for our youth. It's enclosed between the buildings. But the certificate obligations were $8.5 million. The jail bond, they would pay that off early because of the fact that we could refinance it at a lower interest rate, so it was paid off early. The tax base is being added to our county through the Eagle Ford. The wells that's being drilled is one thing, but all of the other activity, we're getting a 1,000-acre rail yard between Suspamco and Suspamco and Elmendor. The business park in Floresville is growing at leaps and bounds, Stockdale, and also in Lavergne. So, and there's growth. You can look at all the hotels going up and everything. So I would anticipate, no guarantee, but I would anticipate your tax rate will fall it won't go up with the fact that the jail's paid off and the tax base is growing. So I think it's very exciting. I think our courthouse being fenced off for the amount of time it has been downtown, and it's really the centerpiece of Floresville. I'm excited about it being prepared. I'm excited about our criminal justice facility being set up where people oftentimes forget that that's an obligation that we have, is to have a courtroom and a whole court. And right now, everybody's using the facility over at the jail, which is set up for a justice of the peace court. If you've been on a jury panel and everything, you know what an inconvenience it's been to be there and to serve. And it's a very important function, like I said, unless you're actually involved in the system or if you're not serving on a jury, it kind of goes unnoticed, but it's so important. So in all three projects, I'm very excited about all of them. And by the way, the courthouse will house the auditor, the treasurer, the county attorney, county judge, and the commissioners. Commissioners' court will be held in the district courtroom that has been traditionally, and the county court at law will be, not the county court at law, but the county court judicial system will be held there also. Miss Eva's office will be moving into what is currently the library. She's really stressed for space now. We've got all the land people coming in and utilizing that. And so, all in all, like I said, it's a very exciting time. I think that we was fortunate that the school worked with us, that we was able to purchase the building that we're in. It keeps the downtown of San Antonio, Floresville vitalized by all of that being there. You don't have that. And so I think everybody ought to really be proud of what's fixing to happen and look forward to it happening. Anyone?
In order to start gathering up more of the true history of Floresville. All we've had in the past is mostly lore. We've got Maureen Lyles and Shirley Grammer and a lot of other Gene Mecklin who worked so hard in the area to really fix up the history of Floresville as it's supposed to be. We have a little small archives office downtown, thanks to Wilson County News, where we have our archives that we've gathered so much information since 2010, we have no place to store it. And in doing this, like we're doing it with the courthouse and the library, that's going to open up the probation building next to the jailhouse museum. And even though it's not been written anywhere, so now I'm making it public, that Marvin Quinney said that is going to be the Wilson County Historical Society Archives building. And ladies and gentlemen, we need it. It's wonderful. We have people coming in here for genealogy requests. We have people coming in here for all types of historical markers and things that we have. We're a very rich community in that we're this proximity to San Antonio on the San Antonio River. Texas independence happened all along this area. We're very blessed, but we've never had anybody stand up for us and say we need to do these things. So thank you, Martin, very much.
It's our 100 years. It's our centennial. The Smith-Lever Act was started 100 years ago, okay? Legislation officially created a backing because they saw a need for research science-based information to the public, to the people, and needed to know how to deliver it through land-grant universities. And that's where Extension came in. And it's through our partnerships that we have, our partnerships on the state, federal, local levels. At this time also, it's a grassroots organization. Our Leadership Advisory Board that helps us put this together. If you're on our Leadership Advisory Board, please stand right.